Well, at our Center for Spiritual Living, which is located in Templeton, by the way, we teach a philosophy, a faith, and a way of life that works for people in enhancing their life and allowing them to be who they really would like to be. We teach a philosophy called New Thought, which is not New Age, and it's really not new. It's more of an ancient philosophy that's been brought into our modern times in more modern languaging. We teach these basic ideas. First of all, that there is a higher power, a universal force, God, the divine, the creator, the love energy of the universe. Whatever we choose to call it is okay. And then second, we believe that we're spiritual beings, and the Spirit is everywhere, including right where we are. And because that's so, we're able to tap into the source, tap into Spirit, be aligned with the highest good, and therefore use it in our lives to co-create greater good, greater health, greater prosperity, peace and joy, and all the blessings of life.
What I like about our teaching is I can be myself. I don't have to be somebody else. I can be authentic, real. My real feelings can come out. I can be who I am. Because what I learned is that who I am is Spirit. And Spirit just exudes then when you're being yourself. And this can be something as simple as you're driving your car and somebody's irritating you, and when you remember that Spirit is there, you get out of the way of that other person that you might not like too much, and you get back to your spiritual truth.
One way of believing isn't necessarily better than another. All paths lead to the top of the mountain. We find that there's basic truth in all religions. We look for that truth and dwell on that and focus on our oneness and how we're alike. And so we embrace all teachings.
It's interesting because when I first got into it, I didn't know that there was a teaching like this. I was amazed when I walked into the church in Monterey, where I lived at the time, and it was the Center for Spiritual Living at that time, and thinking to myself, wow, I'm home. I felt that way too when I was in North Hollywood. I'm home. And now in Templeton, I'm really home because now I'm one of the ministers. And back then, I was just a seeker. I was looking, is there anything that believes the way I already believe? And evidently, I knew there was a spiritual essence within. And when I heard that there's nothing wrong with you, just the way you are, it touched my heart. I thought, I can be me? Oh, wow. And so that's why I love our church, because everybody's like that here.
Our classes range all the way from beginning classes in our foundational beliefs, our core concepts, all the way to learning how to be kind of like spiritual counselors, practitioners of this teaching. And then, of course, ministerial teachings, which are on campuses in some of the major cities in the country.
We also touch about Native American spirituality. Because I'm Native American, that's part of it, about nature and how we're in alignment with nature. We're one with nature. We care about everything in nature, that there's as much spirit in a rock and in an animal and your birds and your pet as there is in your brand new born baby. There's spirit everywhere and it's equal.
We also teach visualization, which has now expanded to all areas of life. Athletes use visualization to improve their performance, and visualization is used in businesses in order to increase their effectiveness. We can visualize perfect health. Maybe there's an area where we want to send some light in our bodies, and the healing happens as we visualize that happening as we replace the area of darkness with an area of light. Visioning, on the other hand, is getting an idea in the mind of God, or seeing a vision of how it could be, and just letting it come, not necessarily trying to create that vision, but letting the vision appear to you. And then frequently we'll vision in groups and share the ideas that we got, share the vision, and create some goals out of the vision.
And there's all kinds of other things we do. We have a spiritual cinema that we do once a month. And there we have these same kinds of ideas and ideals that are in the film industry that are different than going to a regular movie, perhaps, and not seeing something that would feed your spiritual nature. They're illuminating type things. And that's another thing I like. We have other activities that we do. We have our Wednesday night meditation, as well as we have our beautiful wedding garden that we have people from all walks of life can come into our church and be welcomed and adored, because we see only Spirit.
We are very optimistic, and yet we do have concerns about our environment, taking care of the planet, and about our economy, and knowing that there's always ample good, ample supply, and we allow ourselves to find out what those are by listening to Spirit.
So these are just some of the reasons why I love our center, and everyone is invited and welcome. Tiny little babies to older people, couples of all persuasions. We are equal in our love. That's it. Love is, God is, and so it is.